After Gohan and Videl were married, and with Pan arriving far earlier than in the original story, life went on in apparent peace, both on Earth and on planet Vegeta. However, Destiny had prepared a new challenge that would once again test the Saiyans' power. To celebrate her birthday, Bulma had acquired a luxurious cruise ship, inviting friends, family, and close allies to a party that promised to be unforgettable. Aboard the cruise, the atmosphere was one of joy and relaxation. Pan, still a baby, was the center of everyone's attention, while Guinea made sure Goku didn't forget to behave properly, repeatedly reminding him that fulfilling his commitments was part of being a good father, husband, and friend. Meanwhile, on his planet, Beerus, the god of destruction, awoke from his long slumber after dreaming about the Super Saiyan God. Intrigued by the meaning of his vision, he caught up on the events that had taken place during his absence, thanks to Whis, his angel attendant. Upon learning that the Saiyans, a race he himself had allowed Frieza to exterminate, had been resurrected by a Saiyan named Goku, Beerus wanted to know more. Whis informed him that these reborn Saiyans had not only drastically changed their behavior, but were now a society seeking redemption and evolution. Following Whis' advice, Beerus decided to head to Earth, where the most prominent Saiyans were gathered. His arrival abruptly interrupted the party on the cruise ship. The appearance of the God of Destruction set off a wave of immediate tension among the guests, especially among the older Saiyans such as Vegeta and King Vegeta, who knew firsthand the absolute authority and power of Beerus. King Vegeta was particularly distressed, still vividly recalling the days when Beerus visited planet Vegeta and the many humiliations he suffered at Beerus' hands. Bardock, though less familiar with Beerus, knew enough to understand that the mere presence of the God of Destruction was a serious matter. Even Raditz, who usually maintained a haughty attitude, could not help feeling intimidated. However, Beerus did not appear to come with destructive intentions, at least not initially, and intrigued by the changes the Saiyans had undergone, decided to give them a chance to prove themselves. He expressed his interest in the Super Saiyan God, yet none of those present knew anything about this legend, except for King Vegeta. With reluctance and feeling the weight of responsibility, the king shared the ancient legend he had heard in his youth. According to that story, the Super Saiyan God was a warrior born when 5 Saiyans of pure heart transferred their energy to a 6th. Although many believed it to be a myth, Beerus insisted on trying. Because there were so many Saiyans present, they managed to perform the ritual twice, resulting in not 1, but 2 Super Saiyan Gods, Goku and Vegeta. The transformation surprised even the participants of the ritual, for the new form not only changed their appearance, but also radiated a divine energy that transcended any limit they had reached before. The ensuing battle between Beerus and the 2 Super Saiyan Gods was of proportions never before seen. The entire world became a battlefield as the 3 warriors clashed with techniques and power that defied logic itself. Although Beerus dominated the fight, he was impressed by the potential and endurance of Goku and Vegeta. By the battle's end, Beerus, satisfied with what he had witnessed, decided not to destroy Earth. Instead, he offered Goku and Vegeta the chance to train under his, or rather Whis' tutelage, to fully develop their divine abilities. Goku and Vegeta enthusiastically accepted the offer, but asked to bring Raditz, who was thrilled by the opportunity and agreed immediately. Bardock, though tempted, chose to remain on planet Vegeta to continue overseeing the reconstruction of Saiyan society and to stay close to Guinea. As for King Vegeta, he felt he was not ready for training of such caliber and left that path to the new generations. Gohan, focused on his family and career, also declined the offer but promised to keep training on Earth. With the decision made, Goku, Vegeta, and Raditz left alongside Beerus and Whis for the God of Destruction's planet, taking Earth's food with them. They were ready to begin the most demanding training of their lives, training that would bring them closer to the level of the gods themselves. Meanwhile, life went on both on Earth and planet Vegeta, with their families and allies preparing for whatever the future might bring. And so, while Goku, Vegeta, and Raditz went off to train with Beerus and Whis, the rest of the warriors on Earth and on the planet continued with their lives and training. However, upon returning to planet Vegeta, Bardock, Guinea, and King Vegeta brought with them knowledge of the ritual for summoning the Super Saiyan God, holding the idea of performing the ritual on as many Saiyans of pure hearts as possible. Certainly, by this point, not all Saiyans were pure enough of heart for it to work on everyone, but even so, a significant number of Saiyans, especially the younger ones born after the race's resurrection, could use that incredible divine power. This led to hundreds or even thousands of Super Saiyan Gods, who of course were nowhere near as strong as Goku, Vegeta, or Raditz, who were training on Beerus' planet. But it was still a collective display of power unmatched anywhere else in the universe. Because of this, with so many powerful warriors keeping watch for any threat on both planet Vegeta and Earth, it would be impossible for Frieza to be revived. And even if that somehow happened, there's no way Golden Frieza, however powerful he might be, could survive a combined onslaught of thousands of Super Saiyan Gods. But in any case, as mentioned, it is highly unlikely to imagine Frieza being resurrected in this story, for the Saiyans, keen to prove to the universe their genuine redemption and desire to change from how they once were, had spent the last several years collaborating continuously with the Galactic Patrol to eradicate criminals and organizations similar to Frieza's empire. Thus, with help from Granola for example, they eventually captured or killed all members of the Heaters and practically wiped out what remained of Frieza's army, with Sorbet and Tagoma likely dead or at least imprisoned by the Galactic Patrol. Because of that, absolutely nothing serious or dangerous would happen for quite some time, and life went on for a Saiyan race that was growing ever more powerful and ever more divine. Until the day, after a long while, when Goku, Vegeta, and Raditz returned to planet Vegeta to ask their parents for help in participating in a tournament organized by the Gods of Destruction on Universe 7 and Universe 6. Only Bardock and King Vegeta were needed, which was more than enough to form a team of 5 members. And thus, the wait for the tournament had barely begun. During the 3 days they had left, Goku, Vegeta, and Raditz had plenty of time to train in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber, and Bardock and King Vegeta, wanting to perfect their powers and control over Super Saiyan God, agreed to go into the chamber with their sons, where time passed differently than outside. Therefore, after 3 years of training inside, they emerged far stronger, with colossal power on a scale monstrously superior to the original story. Just seeing how effective joint training was for Goku and Vegeta in the original story gives a hint of the results they would achieve by training 5 incredibly powerful Saiyans together. Their power simply had no comparison to anything they were about to face. For instance, Goku, Vegeta, and Raditz, who were now relatively on par with each other, had a level comparable to what they had in the original story right before the Tournament of Power, with the 3 having perfected and maximized Super Saiyan Blue. There's no need to explain that the tournament went off without a hitch, with Goku alone being more than enough to defeat all of Universe 6's opponents, winning with virtually no difficulty, not even needing to go beyond the regular Super Saiyan God state, even against Hit. After that tournament, Zeno appeared before the others, having the same interaction with Goku as in the original story, giving him a button to summon him or to transport him to Zeno's location whenever he wanted to play and be his friend. Following the tournament, once they realized that Nameless Planet was in fact a Super Dragon Ball, they summoned Super Shenron, or Zalama, and Beerus, in a rare act of kindness and generosity, requested that the dragon restore Universe 6's Earth for Champa. The Super Dragon granted that wish without the slightest issue. After these events, some time passed. Meanwhile, Zamasu, a Supreme Kai apprentice from Universe 10, learned of the existence of an entire mortal race capable of using God Ki, a realization that horrified him after hearing the accounts of Shin and Kibito when they visited so Kibito could train with him. Determined to remedy what he viewed as an abomination of nature, Zamasu decided to learn more about Goku and the other Saiyans, quickly grasping that while many used divine power, the strongest among them were Goku and his family and friends. Most notably, Goku seemed to be strongest of them all. At least that's what Zamasu believed, not bothering to investigate thoroughly and see what they were all really capable of. In his ignorance, he believed that a mere regular Super Saiyan God was the race's ultimate limit and nothing more. Thus, Zamasu set his Zero Mortals plan into motion, starting by killing Gowasu, taking his Potara earrings and the Time Rings, and traveling slightly into the future of that same timeline to gather all the Super Dragon Balls, to summon Zalama and wish to switch bodies with Goku. While Zamasu's wish was granted, Goku was working the land on his vegetable farm, stunned, disoriented, and confused to find that his body had completely changed, merging with that of a Supreme Kai. Goten, alarmed and frightened by what happened, went looking for his mother to show her what had occurred. In this story, Zamasu, now in Goku's body, would not immediately go to Earth, but to planet Vegeta to annihilate the Saiyan race once again, giving the Earth's warriors ample time to process what had happened. Blinded by his hatred and bloodlust toward the mortals who used Divine Ki, Zamasu, or Goku Black, even forgot to kill the Supreme Kai first to eliminate Beerus, thinking only of his deep disgust that mortals had been granted divine power. Goku Black's arrival on planet Vegeta struck the planet and its race like a tornado, confusing everyone who saw Goku wearing clothes he never wore before, acting, behaving, and speaking in a way that was nothing like the Saiyan they had grown accustomed to, especially when he started killing dozens of Saiyans in a genocidal spree. This alarmed and unsettled everyone, including Bardock and King Vegeta, who arrived shortly afterward, perplexed and momentarily stunned by the shock of seeing Kakarot, especially Bardock, committing such atrocities.